What up? What up? Today we're gonna do a crypto check. So we're gonna check in on some of the movers and shakers in the cryptocurrency game, and we're gonna see how it's been over the last week. So we're gonna click on 7 day over here on CoinGecko, and we've got things like Rollbit coin, Flex coin, Kaspa, Hedera, HBAR I've heard of, Shiba Inu obviously. XDC, Synthetics, Optimism, Injective. Injective I know has been strong, but you can see like Flexcoin over the past week is up 52%. Caspa's up 21%, HBAR up 18%. So let's check a couple of these things. Let's start with Rollbit, RLB. RLB versus USDT. All right, see, so look, this thing is brand new. This is the weekly chart, out a couple weeks. I mean, I don't know if this is even worth bothering, but if you want to just throw some 50% on it and say, if it retests down to um, 10 cents, I guess. Is that 10 cents? Yeah, it's versus Tether. So, it's at about 14 cents now. But I mean, come on, just like so small. Let's see what the market cap is like $500 million, which is crazy to see. But not necessarily in crypto. It isn't that big a deal. Flex coin. Um, this is a stock. Let's see if we go Flex versus USDT. Yeah. Again, just not that much time on the board. Kaspa, I think Kaspa's been around a little bit longer. So let's look at Kaspa. Yeah, so Kaspa, obviously strong, trending. And if we go from the top to the last, pullback, and actually, if we even let's look at it from previously, you can see that it ran into some resistance here and then broke through. So, if you wanted to take a trade of Kaspa without really even knowing what it is or what it does, but that's not important in crypto, right? You could take a 17% risk. You don't throw a lot of money in this, and you could have made 60%. So, yeah, that's Kaspa. Let's look at HBAR. HBAR is definitely something I've heard good things about, but that was back in the let's look at it on Binance. So HBAR, let's zoom out and see if it got destroyed like every other crypto. And of course it did. Of course it did. Actually, this basically looks like it's pretty well correlated to Bitcoin because it just has that similar double top. Um, and so obviously it gets obliterated. I would think that if it ever got above 26 cents again, I'd be blown away, but there's a lot of room in between here and then. So I think a more realistic target may be at potentially 15 cents, and that's with a good run up. And I mean, there's always a possibility of mania occurring again. If we were to go back to the 2021 days, that's entirely possible. But, a nice little trend line here. I would expect some resistance around 7 cents. And let me throw on the weekly EMAs and see if it's going to get a crossover. So, it's obviously trending in the right direction. Let me clear some of this off so it's a little easier to see the trend line. This green crossing over red is usually indicative of finding some strength, but I mean, so is the higher lows right here on Kaspa. Let's see if we can figure out what Kaspa actually does. Kaspa. Oh, no, thank you. Kaspa is a proof of work cryptocurrency which implements the Ghost DAG protocol. Unlike traditional blockchains, Ghost DAG does not orphan blocks created in parallel. So, if this means something to you, congratulations. I don't know what any of that is. That's some real deep crypto talk, which is fine. It's some real fundamental stuff. But HBAR has a strong community, and it does not look to be suffering right now. It'd be interesting to see if Bitcoin takes a hit, if it just crashes again. But there's a lot of cryptos that look a lot weaker. So a lot of the big names, Avalanche, ADA, Polkadot, a lot of them look like this. The green well underneath the red and getting rejected by it all the time. HBAR is not. So it's probably something worth keeping on the list. Shiba, let's take a look at Shiba. Shiba Inu on the Coinbase chart. So, like I was just saying with HBAR, red still over green, but climbing, still climbing. So, you want to set a trend line here and, beware if it breaks. And then, I like to use this 50% tool and say, probably have resistance here. And you can see it's already shown resistance by topping out here. And unfortunately, because the crypto market as a whole is struggling outside of like Bitcoin and ETH, we have broken above this like next lower 50%. But this is kind of a weak close here, pumped all the way up, got pushed down, but still, making higher lows. But I would be a little wary of this line holding up and this line not holding up right now. But there's a potential for a run up, which could mean, that could be 25% gain. I wouldn't bet on it right now. She was not something I'm going to buy right now. But there is room, and obviously these are the biggest gainers of the last week. So a lot of them are going to look good. Let's look at Injective as the last one. I've covered Injective a little bit. And it's been strong. See, so now this is a completely different type of chart where we've got the green well above the red and dipping into it. This is let me see how I have this set up. This is the 10 and the 20 weekly EMAs crossing over. And when you get that cross, good things tend to happen. And then as it dips back into this zone, those have traditionally been some good buying opportunities. Now, they're good buying opportunities until they're not, because this could easily break down and this downtrend can hold. And then all of a sudden, these are flipping back over. So, it's not an easy game. None of these things are guaranteed. But if you are looking at crypto, and Injective hasn't been around as long as some of the other guys, looks like late 2020, and suffered the fate of many other cryptocurrencies, but bouncing a lot better at this point. And you look at again, like Matic and Ada and Polkadot and some of the other big name guys. Let's look at some of the other guys. You look at Ada. Let me clear this off. And you can see just red over green, downtrend. Solana actually looks all right. Solana trending in the other direction, but Solana got the crossover. It's just tough to say if it's going to hold. You got this weak close here, pumps all the way up to $32, but closes at 27. But Solana is one of the better looking ones. But again, Injective is way up here, and Solana is sort of just leveling out. AVAX very strong in that 2021 run up, but red over green here. Litecoin had a nice little run up, but looks like it may cross back over. So those are some of the bigger coins. You look at like Injective and Rollbit and some of the other coins that we looked at today, and it might be worth taking a flyer, probably a very small flyer on some of these smaller coins. But that's a quick check in on some of the biggest movers in crypto the last week.